My god, I miss this. I truly have missed Bleach because it is one of the only series that in under 20 hours of its trailer coming out, you can see people just being super positive on the timeline about said trailer, but also see the overall fandom wars that take place to JJK saying that Bleach is copying, JJK, and it's just like, bro, I miss this type of stuff, man. Till like the game trailer that came out that showcases Yoruichi and like how good this upcoming Bleach game is going to be. And I'm going to be honest with you, just taking a look at this game, I'm probably going to buy this day one. Like straight up. I mean, Sparking Zero is already looking good. It's going to be coming out in like less than a month from now. Definitely going to be buying that one day one. But this upcoming Bleach game, no release date as you could see here. I'm legitimately excited because it's like Bleach fans have been so starved for like an actual really, really good fighting game. I'm so super pumped for this, man. It's going to be legitimately amazing to actually see a modern day Bleach game that isn't just a bona fide like mobile game. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and place for mobile games, but I want an actual Bleach game, on PC, on consoles, etc., and have an actual, something similar to, let's say, either what Naruto gets or Dragon Ball, so it's nice to see this news. But getting into the main topic, though, basically, there was a new trailer for Bleach that came out, and alongside of any trailer, especially when it comes to Bleach, there is a lot of controversy around it. There is just so much, because what you're going to get is just a wide assortment of individuals. People that obviously will praise the said chapter. They will say that this is the best thing they've ever seen. This is a 10 out of 10 experience. Then you'll have those that are the complete opposite side of the fence and say that this is the worst garbage they've ever seen, and they think that there is no anime that could ever be worse than this. And then you'll have those that are middle ground. They don't even give a crap about anything. And then you'll also have those that want to kind of spur in and say, oh, so they're copying a so-and-so other series, and this has been an ongoing thing for a very long time. This didn't start with JJK. This has started with previous series like Naruto, One Piece, etc. Everything that's been in the Shonen magazine, and it really brings me back to the 2013, 2014, and 2015 era of manga, and a lot of people at this point in time that are actively reading manga and watching anime I might have forgotten about those times. Now, obviously, Bleach fans definitely haven't probably forgotten if you grew up with the series, but, to remind everybody, basically, when Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece were all in the magazine at once, and they had their chapters coming out weekly in Weekly Shonen Jump, it was constant fights. Like, people like to say that there's a lot of toxicity with, like, the Boruto community or whatever with other communities, or people like to talk about the My Hero Academia community or the JJK community and how toxic they are. No. No. I'm gonna stop you right there. People that actively say that do not understand truly how chaotic it was on forums and comment sections and everything in YouTube videos when it came to the big 3 chapters that released, and YouTubers and content creators that would scramble together to get their videos out and all that, and just the overall drama that would spew from content creators. Like, I remember, I was there 3,000 years ago when, like, you would have a content creator for, let's say, Naruto that would try to start crap with a One Piece content creator because obviously they felt, One Piece was inferior to Bleach, or you would have Naruto content creator do the exact same thing, and it's so funny. It is legitimately funny. And seeing this type of argument saying, like, oh, like, Bleach is a fraud, it's a copycat, etc., I'm like, we're really back, man. We're really back, dude. We're so back. I know I should be a little bit upset, but more or less, it's a little bit nostalgic. It is. It's really nostalgic just seeing something like this in the big 2024. So anyways, let's get into some of this content that we got. I'll talk about this alleged fraud accusations in a second, but let's get into this trailer. So, Bleach got its new trailer for the anime, and it's only 50 seconds. Obviously, some people are, upset about the length for the trailer. Makes sense. I mean, give or take, we have, like, just a few weeks away, like 2 to 3 weeks, until Core 3 finally starts back up again. So you'd think that there'd be more substance to give to the fans, but most likely, they're holding things back for those that, you know, are wanting to wait, stay spoil-free, so to speak, and I think that's completely fine, because this point within the story of Bleach, at least when it came into the manga, don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil anyone, it was a turning point, a very big topic, a big discussion point for the story with, you know, Ichibei here, and I'm excited to see how they actually fully handle all of this within the anime, especially since there's been a lot of conversation around Part 3 of Bleach's anime having more original content than the other two cores, and I want to make sure I state this real quick. When I say original content, I'm not talking about filler. I'm talking about stuff that TYBW himself, the author of Bleach, wanted in the story, just wasn't able to add into the story for the manga at the time. And I'm not going to get into the details of why that is, etc. But the point is what's being added within the Bleach anime, and especially this upcoming core, is something that TYBW wants within the story, to expand upon the characters, expand upon the world, etc. Because there was a lot of gaps within the final arc of Bleach for the manga that felt empty. There was things that felt missing that should have been there, etc, etc. And so, I'm glad to see stuff like that, and from what's been hyped up for a while, Core 3 is going to be one of the biggest differences for the entire anime so far, and I'm excited. I'm legitimately excited to see what is added in, because anyone that watched the end of Core 2, like the last few episodes of Core 2, we got to see some stunning stuff that actually was jaw-dropping for its conclusion, and the cliffhanger we were left on, that gave so many answers many people were asking for a very long time when it came to certain characters and their inevitable end, so to speak, and it was so nice to see that expanded upon at the end of Core 2. I'm not going to spoil that, you should definitely go watch it if you haven't. Fantastic. But anyways, the point I'm getting at is that I feel like the reason why this this trailer is just so short, they're keeping things close to the chest. They don't want to spoil anything, because obviously this isn't just for the anime fans, this is for the manga fans. This is for the people that, you know, were with the series for a very long time. This is for people that were actively reading the manga, and even potentially buying the light novels after the manga finished. You know, this is what this upcoming core is going to be for. So I feel like this entire trailer, more or less, keeping things subtle, not trying to show everything, is perfectly fine. And I feel like, you know, as much as people want to say fraud allegations and Bleach's, you know, copying, like, let's say, domain expansion, I guess this is a perfect segue to talk about that. So, I don't think I need to really get too deep into this, but obviously Bleach came first, the dates alone prove that, but I do think that genuinely this trailer, okay, even if Ichibei here, this character, you know, actually did do this stance and everything within the manga, you can even see it, you know, when it first was revealed within the manga, I do think that subtly, this trailer is referencing maybe some domain expansions. Now, hear me out before you grill me, okay? I'm not saying domain expansions came first. I'm not even calling this series a fraud. But I do think that in the last few years, everybody can see it, anime's become very popular. It has. So is manga. And obviously, JJK, love it or hate it, is definitely one of the most popular anime of all time. It is. And obviously, a lot of people nowadays, they look at domain expansion in the equivalent of either Rasengan, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, etc. And we will see in the next 5 to 10 years truly how that holds up. But a lot of people recognize domain expansion. A lot of kids do. So starting off this trailer with something very reminiscent of domain expansion, I think is definitely a nod to JJK's success. Now, once again, obviously there's not many ways they can really do this for Bleach as well, regardless, because, I mean, Ichibei does that in the manga, but I do think that the animators that obviously are working on this sequence might have taken some inspiration from the latest stuff with JJK's anime. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying they're copying, I'm just saying inspiration can be had, especially since JJK has been very successful in the last few years. So, that's all I'm going to say. Anyways, the trailer legitimately looks really good. It's very intimidating. It leaves a lot to the imagination of what's truly going on here, and I'm just so excited. I love the colors here. I love how the black and white is being shown. It really does feel like the manga, TYBW's manga, is coming to life in anime form, because, like, a lot of the things that TYBW does with his artwork, obviously it's black and white. All manga's black and white, yeah, we know that. But the way he draws his manga, it always has this clash of black and white, the way he uses those colors. It's a very unique way that I can't really properly describe, but he's a very unique artist. He is. And the way this is depicted here with this art and all that, showcasing, you know, Yuha and then Ichibei here, I think that it perfectly contrasts, like, the tones and colors that's within the manga of Bleach. There's a lot of care and love put into the scene. I can definitely feel it, and you can tell that they're really giving it their A game to the way this trailer looks, and I'm excited to see what's in store for us, old fans and new fans alike. Now, besides all of that, I do want to shift over to the game discussion for a second, because obviously, I feel like I'm teetering a little bit close to spoiler territory, so let's get into the game stuff. So, there was some game trailer that came out. We got a little bit of Yoruichi, and oh my goodness, the theme and everything, it goes crazy. Like, this looks so good, man. Like, it looks like a really good arena fighting game. And it's something that I feel like Bleach has been honestly lacking for a very long time. It has always stunned me. Like, Bleach has had some games here and there. It's had, like, some mobile games and stuff. But it felt like it's such a waste because it had the combat, it had the character designs and the weapons, bankais, etc. to really make a good fighting game. But it never really got that. And it always stunned me because when you really think about it, okay? Like, think about this. Bleach could make a really good Kakarot game. Like, you know, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, you know, that game, that's really phenomenal, a lot of people love. Like, imagine something similar. Like, you know, actually having a Bleach game basically straight up like Kakarot. Like, it's DNA of Kakarot, but Bleach. It would be so successful. It's so possible. It's easy to do. You can venture around Soul Society, Ichigo's hometown, meeting different characters, dealing with hollows. It feels like something that could be possible. I always felt like there was this niche, this area within gaming that just was so empty because Bleach could easily add something to it. So I'm glad to see some love. I'm glad to see this game getting some good attention and a lot of people are starting to love it. I hope it blows up to the same level as Sparking Zero that's coming out for Dragon Ball. I don't think it probably will reach that same level, and no disrespect to Bleach in any way. I'm a fan of Bleach. But Dragon Ball is a cultural phenomenon. It is. And love it or hate it, you can't deny that. It really is. And it has a lot of significance to a lot of people. But I do think even if Bleach's upcoming game cannot reach the same level and anticipation maybe as Sparking Zero, I hope that at least the anime community, the main anime community at the very least, looks at the Bleach game as like, this is a good fighting game. Like, this is a legitimately good fighting game, and then we see it built upon after that, and we see more games come out. I would love to see the success of Bleach. And another thing I do want to point out, which is kind of a continuation of what I was talking about yesterday with how Shonen Jump is desperate, you know, with, like, these new manga series coming in within the magazine and big series, like, leaving, like, My Hero and JJK and stuff, and Hunter x Hunter returning very soon. Obviously, I think Tite Kubo as well is probably getting called upon by Shonen Jump to potentially come back and work on a new manga, or at the very least continue Bleach to some degree, because there's been a setup with that for a while. And then with the whole talks with Kishimoto-sensei potentially coming back for a new manga, it's going to be a wild time if that's indeed the case. I think Shonen Jump's desperate, and they really want to get some good series within their magazine, and so I feel like there's a lot of anticipation and a lot of dialogue around Bleach right now, and Shonen Jump is really heavily backing it. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see Tite Kubo getting the respect and the love he deserves in the gaming space, the manga space, the anime space. It's just all around great news to be a Bleach fan. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much. May you all have a fantastic day or not wherever you live. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.